Hey guys, welcome to Hold My Drink, a sobriety podcast. My name is India Gantz. I'm your host, and today we're going to be talking about impulse control. I seriously think that impulse control is at the root of a lot of substance abuse issues, as well as inability to see results in the gym, inability to control your diet. I think impulse control is something that should be talked about so much more because I think it's the cause for so many different issues in our lives. So, with that said, let's get into today's episode. Welcome to Hold My Drink, a sobriety podcast. This is a no judgment zone. I really freaking like my life without alcohol. You're not alone. I hope you feel seen. Sobriety has changed my life completely. Thank you so much for being here. This is a new podcast, as you probably know, and it means the world to me if you're able to like this podcast, leave a comment, share it with your friends. Word of mouth is the number one way that people learn about new podcasts, so feel free to tell your sober friends or share it with a family member, whatever. Spread the word. It means a lot. So the topic for today is impulse control, and one of the reasons that I wanted to make a podcast episode about this today is because I made a video on TikTok talking about impulse control, and it got a ton of saves, and I also got a ton of messages just about people telling me that they come back to that video all the time when they're having a craving or feeling like they want to pick up a drink. And like I said in the intro, impulse control is at the root of so many substance issues, alcohol being one of them. Because let me tell you, when I was heavy into the drinking, the thought would enter my brain, like, I want to have a drink. And I would just go to the fridge and grab a drink. Just like that. It's so easy. I had them in the house in a nice, easy grab and go can. I mean, it was too easy. And a drink for me was kind of a Band-Aid for bigger issues. So if I had something stressful happen at work, my mind instantly went to, I want to drink. If something frustrated me in my relationship, I would say, I want to drink. If I felt myself getting anxious or nervous before a meeting or something like that, I would have a drink, in all honesty. Even if I felt some sadness or some loneliness, like a Friday night in by yourself feels a lot less lonely when you have some drinks flowing through you. The impulse control is a skill that I have learned in sobriety, and it's something that I wasn't even aware of before. I wasn't aware that I lacked that skill set. And now that I have the skill set, I'm able to talk about it and advise if you're currently going through the feeling of like a lack of impulse control. And maybe you're struggling with alcohol or the weight loss, the gym, bad food habits, because impulse control is at the root of all of those. I really do believe that. Another way that I really notice my increased levels of impulse control is in the gym, because before I was just so hooked on instant results. Like the same way that when I felt stressed, I'd go grab a drink from the fridge and have one. Boom, issue solved. It's like if I wanted to lose weight, I'd go hit the gym for 3 days and I would get frustrated that I didn't instantly see results because I just wanted that instant gratification. Like, why can't I see abs? I hardly ate anything today and I did 50 sit-ups. So why don't I have abs? And that's kind of that impulse of like, if it doesn't happen now, like, I don't want it. I need results now. I need to feel that now. And so much of life is rooted in patience, and amazing results come when you are consistent and patient. And let me tell you, when I was first starting on my fitness journey, sorry I say journey so much, but how the heck else are you supposed to describe this process? Anyway, when I was in the beginning of my fitness journey, I used to get so annoyed with creators saying, consistency is the most important thing, like just stay consistent. It's like, okay, I want to know what I can do today to look better tomorrow. But that's that impulse, that impulsivity. And the key really is consistency. And now that I've been weightlifting for October, November, December, 4 months now, I can say that consistency really is key. And it's so awesome because back when I was modeling, if you didn't know, I was a model for more than a decade. I still do a little bit here and there. I also won America's Next Top Model, so I have a modeling history. But I would want to have like a flat tummy for my photo shoot the next day. And so I wouldn't eat anything, and I'd be down in the basement doing crunches. And I would not drink any water because I didn't want to have that water weight for the next day's photo shoot. And I would have to put all this effort in to like sort of look okay the next day. And by the way, feel sort of faint the entire photo shoot. That's a horrible way to live. And again, that's because I was relying on instant results. And now it's so cool. I go to the gym probably 4 days a week or so. And then I try to be active every day, like even if it's just a walk or hot yoga or something like that. But now I wake up, and if I ate a ton, I went out for dinner and had dessert, and obviously I'm staying hydrated. So I had a full liter of water before bed. Like I had everything. I did everything that I previously would never have done. And I still wake up with a flat tummy because I'm consistent in the gym and consistent with my diet. I feel like that's a very niche experience because I was really heavy into the modeling. But what I'm trying to say is that if you want results for something tomorrow, or, your big conference at the end of the week, or your wedding day, while it's good to put in some effort before those things, like that's great. But the real key to lasting results is consistency. I guess looking back, I never really knew what my body was capable in the gym and what it could look like and feel like, because I would just do these little spurts of exercise. Like I said, I'd go to the gym for 3 days and be disappointed that I didn't have abs popping out, or like an awesome booty after I did 25 squats one day. I would want results instantly. And now I stay consistent. I stick to the routine. I trust the routine. And over time, the results come. And right now I'm sitting here after 4 months of consistently weightlifting, and I'm thinking, thank God I have been consistent. I don't have to get mad at myself for overeating or skipping a day or indulging. Like, it's all fine because I stay consistent. It's just such a more even, level playing field inside my head. There's not as many ups and downs. And actually, that's quite the same to the drinking. A lot less ups and downs because my mindset is just the same. I'm not hungover. I'm not tipsy. I'm not craving a drink. I'm just neutral at all times. And it's a really special way to be. And how crazy is this fact? 25% of people with ADHD will experience some kind of substance abuse issue. And that is just mind-boggling. And it brings me back to impulse control being at the center of substance abuse. Because people with ADHD struggle with impulse control. It's a common symptom of people with ADHD. And so that's why such a high amount of them struggle with alcohol or food or other drugs. But it's that lack of impulse control. It's so deeply linked to substance abuse. So that's why I think if we can get a good grip on it and be aware of it, it can help us so much during recovery. When we feel the impulse to drink, this is a sobriety podcast. There's impulse issues and everything, like I've said. But as far as impulsivity and drinking, here's what I do to combat that. So I feel like, wow, that situation really bothered me. I want to drink. Or like sometimes I'll think, I'm alone. I have the whole house to myself. It's an evening. That sounds like a really great time to have a drink and unwind and relax. For me, that's when I feel like having a drink. And I think it's really important to identify why you're having those feelings. So, for example, the stressful situation at work. Instead of drinking to just band-aid that anxiety, that stress at work, instead now I look at that issue at work and I say, why does that bother me? Why does that make me anxious? what can I do to address that anxiety? I am a big list person, so I love to just write down everything that's on my mind or everything that I want to get done the next day. And that helps relieve the stress. So I think a lot of times people use alcohol simply to cover up a feeling that they're actually having. And when alcohol is not a part of your life, you have to address that feeling that you're having on its own. So to the second example, when I said, oh, I have the house to myself, I'm all alone, it'd be nice to unwind and relax and have a drink. The old me would have been like, okay, walk into the fridge right now and grabbing a Coors Light or a glass of wine or whatever. But now I think to myself, first of all, why do I want that drink? Because I'm alone and relaxing? Okay, I can relax by watching a show, by having a snack and getting a blanket and sitting on the couch. Like if relaxation is what I'm craving, I can get that without alcohol. And also, playing it forward. This is such a huge sobriety tip. And if you've been sober for a while and you're online at all, you've probably heard of playing it forward. It's not my original thought. I've heard about it in the content that I consume online. And playing it forward is basically just imagining your life in the future. So I'm relaxing at home. I really want that drink. What are the next 30 minutes going to look like? I am going to have instant regret and be like, gosh, dang it. Let's look at an hour from then. I would definitely want another one. I probably would have already had a second or third drink. And all of a sudden I am tipsy. I'm not thinking straight. I'm sending messages that I don't want to. I'm recording stupid TikTok videos that I shouldn't be because I'm under the influence and I sound like an idiot. Then I play it forward to the next morning and I'm hungover. I'm filled with regret. I'm counting how many drinks I had. I'm wondering if I left cans somewhere that somebody's going to see. It's a horrible mindset to be in, that regret and hangover and just thinking about the previous day. So for all of those reasons, I choose not to take that first drink. And that is the impulse control. Instead of just, I want a drink, I'm getting a drink, it's I want a drink. Okay, why do I want the drink? And what would my life look like in the immediate future and the further future if I decide to indulge and have that drink? Most of the time, I come to the conclusion that it is simply not worth it. In fact, all of the time. I am almost 8 months sober and I haven't had a drink yet. I haven't let the impulse take over. I've been able to control it, and it's a really cool skill. Like I said, addressing the root issue is really, really helpful, and that's just healthy because you're actually getting to why you want that drink so badly. What is it that's making you want a drink? Are you shy at an event? And you wish that you could just loosen up, like, oh my God, I'm so nervous to talk to these people. See that as a challenge and be like, I want to improve my ability to communicate with others and thrive in a social setting. And I know that I'm a good person and I can make conversation with these people. And just start developing skills. Whatever situations you feel that impulse to have a drink, analyze why you want that drink. And then, like I said, the playing it forward is also awesome for impulse control. And a little fun fact that I'm going to throw into the end of this episode, cravings only last 30 minutes. So if you can last 30 minutes and control yourself for 30 minutes, then it's a piece of cake. I always like to preach that sobriety doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to white knuckle it. It shouldn't be that grit your teeth and bear it. Like, it should be easy because you love your life and it's become your lifestyle. But with the mindset of cravings only last 30 minutes, even if you have to white knuckle it and just say, don't drink, just find some peace in knowing that cravings only last 30 minutes. And don't ask me what scientific study that is from. That's another thing that I've just heard along my sobriety journey. I'm sure some doctor somewhere said it at some point. But that brings me a lot of peace, just knowing that even though I feel this way, like, combat it, face that, address why you're wanting to drink, play it forward, push through, and in 30 minutes, you're going to be feeling just fine. So, impulse control. It's a beautiful thing and a skill that I'm really, really grateful to have. I find myself using it in all different aspects of my life. Even if you're craving food or dessert or something that you're not supposed to have. So if you're trying to cut out certain things, impulse control is another great skill to have when you're battling those cravings. So hopefully that gives you something to chew on, and please do save this or favorite it or download it or however you do on whatever platform you're listening to this on, and come back to it when you're having a craving. Impulse control is a superpower. If you're able to control your impulses, you will be so successful in your fitness, your health, your sobriety. Impulse control is everything, and it's something I'm super passionate about. So be really proud of those skills that you develop in sobriety. It's amazing and will help you in so many different things in life. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you for the next episode. Bye.